What is up, everybody? Boostown GB here, coming at you. And we have the Jank 5.3 sitting here out of the Nissan, and it's got a power steering pump now and a second turbo manifold bank, if you will. So, what ended up happening, the flywheel's also off, because what we did was mangled some shit. Here it is, nice and blue. Get over to the disc here. That thing is as blue as a crab. And same with the pressure plate. Junk. The thing was brand new. Anyway, so transmissions here. Got some junk tools and shit. Flywheel for another LS. We'll get to that. So, this is probably not going back in that Nissan. Only because it was absolutely terrifying and I never want to experience that sort of thing again. It was pretty much flashbacks to my Malibu that almost took me out. So yeah, I'm all set with that shit. That's why I like big cars. There's like a lot more around you, and they take a lot more motor to push. So it's not as bad. But anyway, I'll show you what we kind of got as a replacement for this engine. And also we have a Turbo 350 here from the Impala. It's actually the original 1969 Turbo 350, which has never been opened up or like taken apart or anything, so it's probably not going to survive this engine. So I think I should go with the Turbo 400, which is what is actually factory in this car. So let's get to it. So the old man and I have been buying shit like mad, and well, here's one of them. This is a 1972 Buick Riviera with the beautiful 455 big block. I've already done some work. I got it running. Runs pretty good. It's got a massive manifold leak, so it sounds like ass. The water pump's no good, the thermostat's no good, the upper thermostat housing is no good. It just pisses water everywhere, and it's not even water, it's jello. So I'm thinking the rest of the cooling system is plugged. It gets hot really fast, but it runs really good. It's actually pretty much a shit box. Ended up gutting the interior and putting in a square body Chevy seat because the other ones were junk. This thing is fucking horrible. Pretty much the worst thing I've ever bought in the form of rot. So we're calling it the Rot Yacht because it just works. But a few things, I gotta take some transmission fluid out of this because we need it for the Impala, and I gotta get the fuel out of this because we also need it for the Impala. Funny how that stuff works. But yeah, I kind of want to put that 5.3 with the twin turbos in this thing because it would be bitchin'. But this car has a Turbo 400 with the Buick pattern, so it doesn't fit a Chevrolet. But I have a 400 that fits a Chevrolet. So a 5.3 is a little underpowered, I think, for this size vehicle, but I don't know, I've seen 5.3s in some pretty big things, so I don't think it matters, especially when you got giant turbos on each side. And yeah, so I need the keys, because it actually has keys, but as you can see, it's pretty rotten. The trunk's rotten, so it's picking up here. That's just one of the vehicles we picked up. Another one I got, it's also, well, I put white walls on it because that's what it's supposed to have, and it has the factory hubcaps. Hopefully I'll have all four on there. It'll look bitchin'. But the other thing I picked up is a 1985 Pontiac Grand Prix, which is going to be used to basically restore the one I was already working on. But the problem here, this body is in way better condition, you know, dent-wise, than mine. So I'm going to use this body and all the panels and whatever needs to be repaired on this, I'll cut out of the 86 and put it in this car. And this thing is actually pretty bitchin', not gonna lie. Interior wise, it's immaculate in my opinion. It's nice burgundy. It is cloth, but I actually like it. It's got, let's see, I think it has like 90 something thousand on it. It's got 129. That's still not bad. But everything's here. It's got the original radio, all the gauges. Oh my god, this brings back so many memories. Like, it's a little crusty here and there, but that's not bad. The headliner, obviously, but again, not bad. Has all the windows, has the regular, the small Landau top. It doesn't have the big one. You know, the plush one has the small one, so this will be pretty nice. The trunk is pretty shitty, but yeah. The problem with this car is the frame is gone. So unfortunately, I have to put it on another frame. But if y'all remember, I already did that with that 86. So I kind of have to go backwards to go forwards. It's a mess around here lately with all this new stuff we got. And now on to the third one that we picked up, which is more the old man's car. This is 68 Chrysler. This thing is pretty neat. 440 powered, all white, green vinyl with the green interior. It's really cool. Original, all original. For this area, it's in really good shape. And I kind of talked him into it because I was like, this is too good to pass up, you know. So, unfortunately, the motor is stuck, and that's no bueno because it is a 440, 727. I don't know what it has for a rear end, but I bet you when this thing was running, it was a pretty fast fucking car. These things were no joke. 1968, that was like prime. 1970 was prime fucking horsepower, but I think you go back a few years, that's where they really made the fucking juice. But anyway, so let's get to work and get the Impala going again, which, let's go see him. Hello, Vladdy. It's been a while. Well, actually it hasn't, because I just saw you yesterday. But all of you haven't seen him in at least a month. So, he's still here. Still sitting here. The motor's still there, obviously. Big motor. Crawl under here. We got the transmission back in. I decided to do this last night because I'm a fucking asshole. And that flywheel you saw was the flywheel from this car. So, what I noticed when I took it off was they were different back spacings. So the other one was just some cheapo, what do you call it, thing, like $100 flywheel. This one was like 150. Ooh, big spender. But the back spacing was different comparing that one to this one. So that one wasn't an SFI rated. This one has an SFI tag. So it ended up fitting. I did have to machine this little adapter hub up in there, where if anybody knows about putting older transmissions on LS's, you know all about that hub. Because this converter is kind of weird. Oh shit, that's already leaking. Huh, I didn't put a seal in it. If y'all remember, I blew the converter up. So this converter is the same year, 1993, as the one that blew up. Because I got it from the same dude. It was actually from that Malibu guy. And this one, I think, is a B&M, like, Torque Master or some shit. I hope it stays together. It's supposedly, like, I don't know, anywhere to, like, 2,000 to 3,000 stall. I can't find it. I can't find the actual one because it's from 1993. And they were different back then. So, anyway, got everything else back in. The drive shaft gave me shit because one of the freaking needle bearings fell out. And when it's midnight, trying to find a needle bearing in a haystack, it's shitty. So, like I said, we're going to get to work. This is the transmission stick bracket, which I haven't hooked up yet. But I gotta get some more transmission fluid because this thing is probably bone dry, and it ain't got no gas in it, which is normal because Vladdy is usually the donation for fuel, so empty. Gotta get some. So let's go do that. God, this fuel pump sucks. Drippity drippity, right next to them thingies. Always the best way to do it. So there's probably gonna be a few of you out there that are like, why would you get rid of the 455 for a little LS, especially a 5.3? Well, my track record with big blocks is not great, especially when you have the ideas to throw boost at them like I do. Plus, I don't trust their water pump bolts. I think them's is gonna break right off because it looks terrible. There's already some that are nut and bolted, and I'd rather not deal with that shit. Like the whole front housing needing to be swapped out, because that kind of, I think, reckons or warrants the motor to come out. Which, if that's the case, why put it back in? Why not put something that I haven't broken yet? And that is an LS. Those things don't seem to break by me. And I tried pretty hard. I seem to have blown up a converter and melted a clutch before I blew the motors up, so, and I run them pretty hard, so they seem fine. That's probably almost full. It's got some more time. But anyway, yeah, that's my goal. Like I said, this thing has that BOP 400. So it's got the horns up top. They don't fit Chevrolet. So I'd have to get another transmission. That's why I considered that Turbo 350, but being a really big car, it's probably not a good idea to run a 350 in. I mean, I have a 350 behind a 454 in the Cadillac, and that's got a big turbo, a T6 96 mil. But that doesn't seem to come apart, but I don't drive it like I drive everything else, and the engine actually broke anyway, so. But we'll get to that someday. That's kind of like a flagship car of mine, so it's not something that I want to just hack together, but like I said, you'll see it sometime in the future. But anyway, I'm going to continue with this and then go for the transmission fluid. Well, we got them down on the ground. I can get some fuel in this beach. Oh yeah. There's yellow junk. I don't know what year this is from. Looks pretty fresh. Well, by rights, he should fire right off. Got the rear end jacked up so I could try it out. Without driving into nothing. I suppose that's pretty good for now. It seems to go through all three. It definitely spikes up a little bit faster on the throttle. That's nice and crispy now, so that's pretty good. Still need a little bit more fluid in there, probably a quart low. But yeah, we'll see how this one survives, and take it easy on it for a little bit, flush it out a few times, and pretty soon it'll be July 4th. And we still have the burnout tires on there. A lot of things can happen.